Coach Spencer, congratulations on the second round victory. You have a few thoughts about the game today and your players, and then we'll turn it over to questions.
Yeah, extremely proud of them. Proud of our coaches for putting a plan that they did. Trinity's the 4th, 5th, 6th, whatever polling follow ranked team in the country, and to win by essentially 50 points, I think is a strong statement. Our players take a lot of pride in what they do in the preparation, and I think there's been a lot of talk about where we are in the bracket. I'm sure we could have a long conversation about that, but the reality is you're going to play them or you're going to play whoever beat them. So our guys' mentality has always been, let's worry about our own house, let's worry about our preparation, and that's what we do. We control our controllables. We've always done that. We're always going to do that. So who's across from us, we really aren't going to worry too much about. But I thought our defense played outstanding to get the turnovers they did. That offense, they're number 5, number 13, their quarterback, he's a already semifinalist. It's one of the best offenses in the country. And to slow them down the way they did, especially early, that was important, so that our offense could be on the field and our offense could keep them off the field. And then offensively, obviously proud of the effort that our guys had, running the football, making passing count when we did it. If you want to win playoff games, we really believe you've got to run the football, control the line of scrimmage, take the ball away, and protect the ball. Not happy about the fumble there at the end of the 4th quarter with our second group, to be honest. Whoever's in, our standards are standard. And that cost us points that our defense didn't deserve. But we'll come back, practice, and get better for next week. And love our guys. You want them to play loose and play above themselves and play fast. So can't be afraid to make mistakes. And thankfully, we've got another 7 days to correct anything we need to correct and be on that 7-day contract. But these 3 obviously played phenomenal. It was I think a very strong statement.
Sam, first question.
We'll start with DeAngelo. Again, Coach said that we could spend a lot of time talking about rankings and where we're going to play, but this could be the last game for you at Benedetti-Wehrli. Great game as well, almost 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just talk about what it's been like to play at Benedetti-Wehrli for your career and what this campus has meant to you playing at home.
Playing here at Benedetti in Naperville that kind of changed my life, my mindset, and everything. So I wouldn't trade it for the world. These guys on my team, I love them, and I'll do anything for them. So playing here is, I don't know, I don't have words for it.
Questions? Anybody?
Ethan, 2 interceptions today, both in the 4th quarter. With Antoine Walker going down with injury, for you stepping in, making plays like that, what did today mean to you, just in general, especially transitioning over to the secondary this season?
Yeah.
Just culminate that. Speak on what today meant to you.
Coach always says when your number's called, go make a play. So I got to give thanks to all the older guys on the defense, Antoine especially. I kind of see him as like an older brother to me. He kind of took me under his arm. So give props to him, all the older guys on the defense.
Luke, at one point it was 14-14 though. What were you saying to the team at that point that helped spur you guys into basically a real good streak, let's say, in that first half and take control of the game?
I was just telling guys we had to keep fighting, keep swinging. They kind of got the momentum a little bit when they tied it up 14-14. And I just knew we had to answer, we had to respond, we had to come back with a touchdown of our own. Help out our defense, who played great for us all day. But just really get that momentum back on our side, because I knew once we got the momentum to swing back our way that it was going to be over. So I just told our guys to keep going, just focus on this drive, don't worry about the past drive that we just had, and just do what we do.
Coach, evaluate that team that you saw today, Trinity, in terms of you played how many other opponents this season, 11 I think at this point, and how do they rank compared to the other 11 teams that you've seen?
think it's hard to do that. Again, and I think it goes back to what we talk about each week. I mean, there's different variables each week. You know, weather, what guys are hurt, what guys are healthy, did their girlfriend break up with them? There's still 18 to 22-year-olds, some cases 23 or 24. I think it's hard to do that. I do think coming into the game, watching the film of them, we were really impressed with them. We saw them on film last year against Wheaton College in their overtime win against Wheaton. And I thought they're outstanding. And again, watching the film of them again this year, it was no different. I thought they're extremely solid on defense. Their linebackers are very talented. 21 is probably one of the better backers we've seen in a long time. I told them that after the game. I think the receivers and quarterback are extremely skilled and they've been extremely efficient. Their numbers are impressive. So, you know, my assessment of them coming in was, you know, this was going to be one of our biggest challenges. And I told the team that was one of our biggest challenges, but you still got to put the ball down and play. And our guys were very good. We had a good week. We had a great Thanksgiving together. We had a great Friday yesterday with our young guys scrimmaging and great walkthrough. And I think our guys I know our guys just really love being around each other, the relationships that they have, and that propels them to play for each other. So again, I think you just kind of go back to, you've got to look at the film and the stats objectively and take them for what they are. But then you go back to, okay, what do we do best? How can we overcome what they do? What can we hit them over the week? I still think they're an unbelievable program. I'd like to just maybe say that maybe we are too, judging by the score. I don't think the score minimizes them or Coach Urban. He's a heck of a football coach. They're a heck of a football team. I think we are too.
Indeed. DeAngelo, I've been to 2 of your games this season, Wheaton in this one, and it feels like in some ways, because of your talent, because of your speed and everything else, you're kind of a decoy to help build the rush game early on, and that's developed this rush, running back by committee that you guys have so far this season. Tell me about that and how it's been to allow that group to grow, especially as Ethan Greenfield had graduated off last year, and how's that contributed to the success for this team, especially in a day like today?
I know going into every week, they have a scout report, and I'm probably one of the people they have on there circled. So in any way possible, if I can help anyone get open or help our running backs have an extra lane, because I go in motion, show some eye candy. So yeah, if any way possible to help anyone else out on the team, I'm down for it, even if I'm not getting the ball or any of that. So.
Ethan, the big storyline coming in this game was how few turnovers both you guys and they had entering, and obviously first 3 interceptions on the year for Horde. On that first fumble though, on the Trinity side, what was the reaction for you guys as a defense, just knowing that, okay, these guys are human, they are going to cough the ball?
Yeah, I mean, that was huge. We knew coming into the game, Coach Durkin made it a statement that we needed to get turnovers to stop them, stop the explosive stuff, get turnovers. So after that first one, it kind of gave us a little confidence, and we just went from there.
Coach, lacrosse next, you'll be traveling, and we're not going to talk about that though. We'll just talk about the fact that you have a big team, Wisconsin, WIAC team, whatever you want to call it. It's a good team. And how does a game like this set you up for the next step here?
It's one game at a time. I mean, we're on 7-day contracts, so too much past it. Just like this week, we weren't looking past it either. You were playing the number 14 in the country this week, so we worry about this week. Whether we're here or there, I'm told that it could switch, even though they're ranked ahead of us, simply because we've had stronger teams that we played against these first 2 weeks. I'll be honest, they have 8 Division III games, they're 7-1. We have 9 Division III games, we're 9-0. I don't understand how their strength of schedule is harder than ours. We have 9 wins, they have 7. And I think that's where the discussions start happening about this system and where maybe it's a little bit broken down. You have regional rankings that coaches from each conference make. Are they even seeing film of those other teams to rank Warburg ahead of us or anybody else ahead of us? And then you have a committee who is given rules by the NCAA. You can't have people fly. You have to regionally put people where they go. You have 6 regions, you have 4 quads. So you're going to have 2-1 somewhere. To me, that doesn't make a lot of sense. If you want to have a playoff and get your top 32 teams in, then how do we have 6 teams in the top 25 not in this playoff? Including when the playoffs started, the number 4 team, Linfield, isn't in it. To me, that's the team that got screwed, is Linfield. They're number 4, 5, 6 most of the year. They lose the last game of the year, and they're out. So is that a true championship? It's a regional championship. And look, we've won national titles, and I am extremely proud of that. If we can go and do it again ever, I'll be proud of it again. But I know for a fact, sitting in the AFCA coaches meetings that Coach Katz is in and often running, that the coaches want to see change. And they want something that makes a little bit more sense. And to me, you have a committee who's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. A rack that's the same thing, stuck between a rock and a hard place. And, I know for me, the last couple of weeks, it hasn't been complaining or anything like that. It's just asking a lot of questions, to understand, the system, understand where people are, understand why there's 3 top 10 teams on one side and 6 on the other, 4 of which are in the same quad. It's just to understand it. Again, like I told these guys, when the bracket came out, I was texting my wife about our kids. I heard her name, I looked up, went back to texting my wife about our kids. It doesn't matter who we're playing. Like I said, you have to beat them all, or you're going to play whoever beat them. So to me, it's all the same. This is not me saying, oh, or us. And look, we just scored 70-some and 60-some in our first 2 games. So I think our guys are up for the challenge. But I just globally, if we can be an advocate, if I can be an advocate for the change that I think all D3 wants to see to get the best 32 teams in the entire country in, then I'm going to do that. That's part of what I'm supposed to do. The NCAA's mission is to provide an excellent athletic and academic experience for student athletes. And we have to ask the question, is that happening? If the best teams aren't in a playoff. And so then how do we get to getting the best teams in the playoff? Again, I'm going to go back to Linfield. I would guarantee you they're one of the top 32 teams in the country. Guarantee it. And to me, that's the shame of it, is you have those 6 teams that have been ranked that are not participating. Shame of it's not who we're playing or where our quad is. We really don't care. We're handling our own business. We're preparing the same every week, just like we do for 10 weeks in our conference. But I know there's proposals on the table to not only use pairwise like hockey does and just take the human element out of it and get 1 through 32 ranked, and maybe that would help. Maybe it would help to get more teams in. I know that's on the table. So why not do it? Why not give our student athletes that experience that they deserve? To me, that's our job as coaches, is to propel change so that these guys have the best experience possible. And I'm not talking about where you're seated or who you're playing. I'm talking about getting a system so that there's enough people, the right teams, are in. To me, that's providing an excellent experience. And that's something that I would love to be a part of, and hopefully will get done in my time as head coach. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But the only thing I really care about is getting ready for lacrosse. Whether we're here, we're there, doesn't matter. We've traveled up there before. We left on Thanksgiving, go to Mount Union. It's fine, whatever. We're going to play football. Once the ball's down, you're playing football. It really doesn't matter where you're playing. In fact, I think travel trips sometimes are better anyways for a team. So maybe a little bit longer answer than what you hoped for. But like I said, I think I'm just saying what everybody wants to say as a head coach. And if that makes me a good guy or a bad guy, I don't know, but I'm going to say it. Because our student athletes deserve it. Student athletes at Linfield deserve it. These guys deserve it. You're not a normal student. You're working out at 6, 5, or 4 a.m. And you're going to class, and you're at practice, and you're studying film, and you're going to study hall. I think we have a responsibility to give them the best possible experience.
I don't know if I should follow up asking how the kids are based on text messages with your wife, or if I should ask the guys with your experience now in the playoffs, because you guys have gone deep in the playoffs. Would you be in favor of playing a 6th game possibly, or going an extra week if a bye was involved? Would you be willing to do that to see the system grow in the way that Coach was talking about?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to playing more football.
Yeah.
Or getting an extra week with my
Kids want to
team.
play.
So, I mean, I'm all for it. So,
Yeah, I'm all for it. I love the game. So, like Coach Ben said, put the ball down wherever we're going to play. So, another week would be delightful.
For sure.
We like being around each other, so the more weeks, the better.
It was a big move.
Coach, the news with Luke being identified as a Velarde semifinalist, what does his leadership on the field and off the field mean to your team? What has it meant to the success of the program the last couple of years?
Yes, it's meant a lot. You know, to be voted a captain as an underclassman is pretty special. Quite frankly, he was probably voted high enough last year and could have been, but we said no. Says a lot about him as a two-sport athlete, as somebody who has 3.9 whatever GPA.
He's one of those.
Doing an internship, you know, all day, all night right now for his future. He's going to graduate early. He graduates in 3 weeks. It's pretty special, you know, and I think at the quarterback position, it's the most predominant position, most important position in sports. And you have the most pressure on you if you choose to accept it. You have the most opportunities to make a difference in the game. And so when you have a young man who competes the way he does and wants to win the way he does, as a head football coach, you can sleep pretty well at night. And we've been fortunate to have that. Brock Rudder is the same way. They're two very, very, very different football players, but the one commonality that they share is they want to beat you more than you want to beat them. I can guarantee it. And that's a good thing to have on your side. In terms of leadership, I mean, he knows the defense, he knows the offense, he has the respect of our teammates. He certainly has influence over our team. These are all three of these guys. I wish they'd just stay around forever. I mean, can we keep getting 5th years somehow? I don't know. I had a coach tell me that I'm ready for these 5th years to be done. And I kind of looked at him and said, okay. I think it's a great thing. But, you know, I'll let him stay around as long as he wants. And most of our guys that are around us, we'll let them stay around longer than GA. And I mean, if you look at our staff, it's filled left and right with alums, and there's a reason. They bleed Cardinal red. They believe in everything that we're doing, the relationship building, and building these young men up to have great futures as fathers, husbands, teammates, and employees. And Luke's no different than that. You know, in his letter for the Velarde, I think one of my lines was, I believe he epitomizes what the Velarde Trophy is looking for in terms of a human being, but also as an athlete, and also in the community and in the classroom. And so for us, that's my source of pride for our team, because I feel like we have a whole lot of guys like that that we could put up and be proud to put those guys up.
DeAngelo, does he ever get mad, or is he St. Luke?
There's times where he gets a little mad, but usually he keeps it calm and collective, and he's always joking around, having a good time.
He's got this grin on his face right now, too.
Any other questions?
I got one for Luke. In 2021 against lacrosse in the playoffs, you were 13 for 23, only one touchdown through the air. Obviously, your game's grown a lot since then. What do you think has been the biggest growth for you as a player from your 2021 season to now?
I think I'm definitely a lot more comfortable with playbook and reading defenses, film study, stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's the biggest growth. This is my pass game. I think has improved a ton. Being a lot more efficient, getting the ball where it needs to be, quick enough so our guys can do stuff with the ball, staying calm in the pocket. I know today I scrambled a decent amount, but I feel like my pass game has definitely evolved over the years since 2021. So yeah.
Congratulations on your second round victory. Best wishes next week in the quarterfinals.
Thanks.
Thank you guys.